Will I ever get my eBay account unrestricted? Let's talk about it in this video. Now I know I've made this video or a video of this sort multiple times, but the issue is still ongoing. If anything, it keeps intensifying as time goes on. I want to keep you guys updated, and more importantly, I want to make sure that none of you guys make the same mistake that I have made here with my eBay account. So first I'm going to be providing the important context and then explain where we're at with eBay and talk about what could be happening going forwards. If you enjoy videos like this one, don't forget to like and subscribe, as I make content like this as often as I can. So to give you guys the story as quickly as possible, I've been selling on eBay for a good couple of months. I had no real issues, minus a few minor ones, and then I went away for a couple of days. I didn't respond to eBay cases because I thought, well, I was away, it didn't matter too much, and I came back to have my account MCO11 restricted, I believe it is. From there, I obviously wanted to appeal because in my eyes, and I genuinely mean this, I don't think I've done anything wrong. I've been a legitimate seller who's sent out every single item, who's refunded people where necessary, and all the rest of it that you kind of should be doing as a legitimate seller. But I've not had much in response. My initial thing was, your account's been restricted. No more information. So I contacted one of the representatives who told me that I need to submit my documentation. This is going to be my driving license or ID. This is going to be my bank statements. There's also going to be any information I have to support the purchase of my items. A lot of my items, in fact all of my items, were sourced on AliExpress. So no matter what you might say about it, this is a place where you get receipts. I was able to confirm that. I was able to obviously confirm my bank statements because I have my bank account. Unfortunately for me, I do have a valid form of ID in a driving license. So I submitted all this information in the hopes of getting my account back, to only find out I'm on to stage 2. There's another hurdle to now pass. Now you have to update every single tracking number for every item you have ever sold. Now for somebody who's sold well over 300, close to 400 if not more items, I believe it is actually over 400, that's a challenge. We're not talking about somebody who sells on eBay, here and there and tries, make 10 sales a month. We're talking about somebody who's making 200 sales a month by the last month. So to talk about locating that many tracking numbers, by the way, a lot of them I have updated because I could, but in some rare instances, tracking numbers don't seem to register with eBay or haven't worked with eBay. In some other instances, I don't have the tracking number. Again, when I started selling on eBay, I wasn't an expert. I just had the information I had. I didn't know the significance of a tracking number, so I didn't think it mattered too much. But roll on a couple of months, and nothing could be more important. Which begs the question, where am I at? So I got in contact with an eBay representative again regarding this issue, where I was told I just need to send an email talking about why I can't submit my documentation. This I did, and I got back a pretty generic and mediocre response really, which didn't really clear anything up. It basically read something along the lines of, yes, your account is restricted, and you need to submit this documentation, i.e. every single tracking number. Which is quite funny because I believe that the email that I just sent them, told them that this is not going to be possible. So why I got the same response back, I don't know. To this I was perplexed, contacting another eBay agent to try and resolve this issue for the second time. Nothing again. I was told I need to just contact the email, explain everything, so, second time lucky, maybe they'll read it this time, and I did that. The same response comes back. Automated email, this is why your account's banned, and this is what you need to do. Update tracking. Again, another separate message talking about why updating tracking is going to be impossible. And then I get in contact again. Now the eBay agent tells me the same thing, but I can see obviously a very clear loop going on here, even though it's only been 2 times, and I don't want this to happen for a 3rd time. I can't be bothered. So I said to the eBay agent, look, I need some help. This is obviously not going to work. What else can I do to solve this? What's the other alternatives? This eBay representative told me quite convincingly, now don't worry, it's just a case of you haven't formatted the email correctly. What you should do is note that it's for an MCO11 restriction. That way the team who deals with it will know what your case is about, and you'll be fast-tracked and this and that, and then we'll be sorted. I think that was actually last week. And obviously, so I sent out the email again. I did that. I written the correct title, all of the information that I may have been missing previously, and guess what happens? the same response comes back for the third time. One last time, I didn't contact any eBay agents. I just said, look, I've sent you this email 3 times. As much as we can talk about updating tracking, it's not possible. Just please tell me, human to human, if it is indeed a human answering it, which it doesn't seem to be. But I said, please just tell me, am I going to get banned or am I going to get my account reinstated? Because at the minute, I'd rather be banned than be in this mode of, you might get restricted, or, well, you are restricted, but you might get your account back if you do this, this, this. Obviously, it's impossible. So I get another response back. Now, you can see a clear trend forming, and you know exactly what I'm going to say. The same email comes back again. No updates, nothing different. Just when you find your tracking details, submit here. I've been in contact with an eBay agent again tonight. That was about an hour before I filmed this video, because there's no solution to this really. And the eBay person has essentially told me more of the same. It's just, can you get the tracking information? No, I can't because I don't have it, so there's not much I can do about that. And it's like, right. So I said, look, I'll have to just get in contact with eBay one last time. And I've sent them a real deep message, talk about everything that they may need to know. I said, look, I've reached out to you 3 or 4 times now, minimum. I'm not going to be able to update the tracking details. And, let's try and solve this. I appreciate if it is indeed a human that's answering this, if you could explain what's going on, because I've explained my situation. I understand that I'm only a small seller amongst many, many more sellers on the platform, but please let's get this solved, because I don't have time. I could be starting an Amazon account, focusing more on Etsy, any of that kind of stuff. I don't need to be on the phone to eBay every other day because I get an email saying that my account's not reinstated but not banned. Can we just find some middle ground? Anyway, so from there, I'm waiting for a response. I sent that out just a bit ago. The thing about this is it takes 2 days minimum for eBay to respond. So imagine if it was same-day response. This would have taken less than a week. But because it's 2-day response, I've sent out so many emails, this has taken weeks to resolve. And it's getting extremely frustrating now. I can't provide the information that they need, but I'm trying to work on a solution that can solve this. The person who I contacted today told me it's because, and I get a different answer from every agent, which obviously is a bit annoying because I'm trying to run around fixing everything to be told another thing's wrong, another thing's wrong. So this person has told me it's not necessarily because I haven't updated tracking, it's because tracking's not been updated and therefore the delivery status has not been marked as delivered. So a lot of items appear to still be in transit. And I say to them, well, I know in good faith that I've sent them out. I know more than likely, because bear in mind I sell expensive items, watches. People are not going to sit on a loss of £100-200 if they genuinely think they've been scammed. I've had cases before where the item realistically and genuinely has not turned up to no fault of mine and to no fault of the buyer. Sometimes it is just like that with the postage system. What I'm saying is people don't sleep on a loss. I've had people chase me up about a £15 item that's not arrived. So no one's sitting there waiting for a 60, 70, 80, £120 watch to be delivered. It's obviously been delivered. And the tracking details I've updated, a lot of them haven't even registered with eBay properly. So I've included all this in the email, but I don't really hope for anything good back. I don't see anything coming of this, to be honest. It appears to be one of those cases. So the question is, what do I do next? And that is a difficult thing. Now, what I will say for any of the proposed solutions that I have is that everything that I have sent out in terms of items, in terms of tracking numbers, in terms of orders, has all been done in good faith. So I don't need to worry about anything like that. I can confirm, if I say it's been sent out, it's been sent out. If it's drop shipped, if it's here with all the stock that I have, it's been sent out from somewhere. If it's not arrived, and I've had people who have told me this is the case, I've refunded you. Most people will know this. So I've got no issues really to speak of. The only issue that I do have is, what do I do now? So I'm thinking, do I register every single item with a tracking number which I know works? That way every single item will be updated as shipped or delivered. I don't know if that would actually get past the eBay systems, as it would obviously be one tracking number for 300 orders. I think it's actually 275 orders that I don't have tracking on or haven't fully updated for some reason. So for that case, I'm a bit unsure. I might try and do that to try and sort of get past it, because like I said, I don't have anything to worry about. I know that the items have been delivered. It's just one of those things with eBay, and not, well, actually, yeah, I will do it. To go on eBay for this, because let's face it, eBay's not a small platform. eBay makes billions in revenue and profits every single year. So let's go on at eBay. For a company like eBay, a big tech company, which, let's face it, relies on its sellers to keep going, the response I've got and the customer service I've got have been absolutely abysmal, if I'm completely honest. The problems range from everywhere, to one being, well, the first one being a lack of common sense. Like, I've sent how many emails and no human response at all? No human response, just AI robots. That's not good for a company of this value. We all know that they can afford to have someone there, but it seems like they just don't care. That they'll happily wipe someone out if it doesn't match the way that they think things should be run, even if it could, if they analysed it properly. The next problem that I have with eBay is that they appear to hire staff that don't seem to really understand what they're doing. And this is no fault of the staff themselves, by the way. This is eBay's fault. Again, for a big company, I'd expect eBay to have offices in places like New York, or somewhere in England at least, right? I've been speaking to the customer representatives, and a lot of them are in countries that don't speak English as a first language. That's fine, but the problem with that is a lot of stuff gets lost in communication. So a lot of times I've had issues with even trying to explain the issues to the people who are supposed to deal with it. Now, that's not the people's fault at all. The only people whose fault that is eBay. But this is the thing. Big companies like eBay seem to get away with, and I don't even know how, they seem to get away with neglecting their rights and their necessity, really, to be good to the people who make their platform happen. So I don't know. I don't want to go around in this loop one more time. I don't want to be making this video again. I'm getting a bit fed up of it, really. If I do get the same automated response back, I am going to have to try the updating every single shipping number with the same. Maybe that's a shady tactic by eBay. Maybe that will actually get me fully banned. But at this point, it looks like I'm already fully banned anyway, because no humans are dealing with it, and I've got to use all of the options that I have, really, to try and unban. Apart from that, I don't know what I'll do. If that then falls through, I'm not too sure. As I've said before, regardless of the policies that I disagree with, eBay is, and has been, and probably is overall, one of the best platforms to sell on. You get organic traffic, so you don't have to do any advertising. All of your fees come out once you've sold an item, unlike places like Amazon. And really, there's not much, to it. It's very, very simple. So the question is, do I then create another eBay account? Now, I have been informed that creating an account to kind of get round eBay's restrictions is against their terms of service. However, if my account's already restricted and banned, what's the problem? So, I don't know. I wouldn't really like it to come to that. The best case scenario would be that someone on eBay, just another human being with a brain and common sense, looks at it and says, well, common sense would dictate this person's got in touch with us 5 times. Common sense would dictate that this person's been more than happy to give us their personal information such as their ID, their place of residence, their bank statements. Common sense would dictate that this person has sold over 400 items and has over 150 positive feedback with an over 95% positive approval rating. But common sense doesn't appear to be very common over at eBay. I don't make this video to directly hate on eBay. But as a customer and as somebody who sells on the platform, I find it astonishing that the actual business model of eBay is being overlooked by the people who run it. It doesn't seem to make any sense to me. I don't really think I've seen anything this bad in terms of customer service and dealing with customers. Now, you could argue that it's my fault for not updating tracking, and it is, quite frankly. When you operate in a place like eBay, it's not like Shopify, where you have your own platform. When you operate with eBay, you operate with eBay's rules, and that is common sense. But, with that being said, not everybody jumps into eBay with the hopes of being a commercial seller. I started off listing a few items on eBay, thinking that I might get a couple of sales. It never actually came into my head fully that this is a business that I could grow to tens of thousands a month. So if you start off with small expectations and no knowledge, it may not actually occur to you like it would occur to you and me, i.e. people who are more seasoned, that tracking does matter, that these documents must be submitted. It may not occur because you don't see it as a big deal, especially when you're sending some items out as cheaply as possible because you don't know if this is going to work. So, again, the easy solution for this would be to use this, common sense. If that was the case and a human read it, they could probably understand this, because as humans, we have human emotions and human thoughts. Someone could understand that's an easy mistake to make, but again, no one's probably going to look at it, and we're probably going to be in this situation again next week where I make the same video. The most annoying part is, we're basically into Tuesday now, because we're coming close to midnight. It's been over a week. It's been over 2 weeks, I believe, since I even raised this issue with the people at eBay, and we're still nowhere near solved. This is unfortunately just what we appear to be dealing with eBay, and what I would say to anybody watching is, make sure you do everything properly, and make sure you are fully aware of the eBay house rules. If I ever do make a course or some sort of content like that, that'll be one of the first things which I speak about, getting tracking on eBay right. But for now, it looks like I'm just going to have to see where the road takes me. It's probably going to be another week before the next episode in this series comes out, where I update you guys on what's happened, but I hope to come back with another update which is positive, but I don't really have much hope. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in our next one. If you enjoy content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all again soon. Goodbye.